Hey Blurdies, it's me, Mia, and welcome back to Face Butterfly Vlog. So it was Spirit Week, and you seen all the outfits that I had wore throughout, and you would see them in the recap video, and basically all the other videos that will be throughout this week. By the time that you be watching this, it would be after Christmas. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, any holiday that you affiliated with. And so, and this next week is also going to be the week is also going to be a little bit weird because of Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So it's going to be like kind of short videos. I might do a video just to say hi, how are you for Christmas and whatnot, but that's pretty much what it's going to be. And yeah, so it's going to be different. I'm trying to get used to like switching my videos around, for social media, but that's pretty much what it is so far. And I hope you guys are just keeping up with me. Thank you so much for following me. So let's get started. So throughout this entire week, I was actually over the children, the little ones class, and I thought about it, and I said, you know what? I don't think I'm going to call them the little ones anymore. I think the little ones is going to be the nickname for the group of children that's usually in my classroom, and I'm going to call the like 1.5 year olds the rugrats. Like the little cartoon that was from the 90s that most of y'all grew up with. At least I hope that's the audience that I'm speaking to. But that's like from my era, like growing up, rugrats, whatever. Yep, you know. And so I was over the rugrats this week. That's going to be their new name, the rugrats. And so, most of the week they were just, I had either the entire class or I had, like a few from with like the other the other little ones that are in my class as well. So on Monday, I had worn a hoodie for a pajama day, and I had went up to give a little friend that she was sad, and I think that she had just got dropped off, and she was sad, so I gave her a little hug to pick her up, and then I was like, oh, you're stinky, you might need to be changed. I noticed that my arm was getting warm. I put her down, and I noticed that my arm had extra substance on it, I would say, for lack of a better word. I was like, oh, it went up and went under her shirt. So, I cleaned her up, and I could not wear that hoodie for the rest of the day. Like, I washed it as soon as I got home. It was just, that was the biggest thing that happened on Monday. We went out for a little bit. Like, the weather was decent enough for us to be able to go out and play for a little bit, but it still was very chilly. So after a while, I was like, okay, it's time for us to head on back. But I was able to record as much as I can on the Procreate. I think this was also the day that that's the next day. That's Tuesday. And so, I had a little friend, had two little friends that had left early. One of them was not feeling well, but I made sure to disinfect everything, wipe everything down, get the disinfectant spray, put it in an area that I can reach it. Because, like I said, kids are petri dishes. Want to look after them, educate them, help them grow, but they're going to put their hands in everything, including their mouth, so we need to be mindful of that. I was up and down with being sick, so I had to get over that. Okay, so Tuesday, that was Arctic Animals. I didn't have Arctic Animal, but I decided to dress in the pattern of a snow leopard. Like, I found this lovely sweater from Target. I found a headband that matched close to it, and I wore that, and I loved it. It was a huge sweater. Like, I kind of like, you may not be able to tell, but I really do like, big oversized clothing. So, I just really enjoyed that. We did a bubble wrap activity. Like, we had the kids walk over bubble wrap. I don't know if they were able to like hear the popping, but they really did enjoy it. I, managed to get recorded for the observation for Procare. There was another day that we went outside, but once again, it was very cold. Luckily, I think I had another there was another class that was outside, trying to enjoy the weather, but after a while, we just had to just head in. But they did have a good amount of exercise, and I really think that they really enjoyed it because, it's because of the weather. We had to keep the kids inside. and like this like small window of decent weather. I think that they really enjoyed that. I a thing that I had to deal with a lot is children. They love to throw things. Like my class is a whole lot bigger, so when kids they throw stuff, it you know it could go go a bit of a distance. So I'm like, okay, you could guys can make a mess, but please, 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 at least keep it to where you're at. Like that's what I'm saying in my head. But I know that children are children; they're not gonna do that. So, and also the flashlights. Kids, I got flashlights in my classroom. They love them. I have a little one who really enjoys flashlights so much that he likes to chew the buttons off of the flashlights. I had to stop him all the time, and he eventually ended up accomplishing it. Accomplishing in ripping a button off of a flashlight. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'm gonna have to keep an even bigger eye on you than I already have to for that one. Like that happened on Friday. Like I had just gotten to class, and then he just walked up, and I was putting the new trash bag. He just walked up and just gave me the ripped up button. I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, it still works, but still, I try to keep things nice, but children, like I said, children are children. Things are going to break. Things are going to be ruined. So I have to, keep that in mind. I also, throughout the week, on Wednesday, like throughout the week basically, because it of course is the holidays, I had gotten a few gifts from people which I was not expecting. I gotten a few pairs of socks. I gotten this lip balm, which was a Sour Patch lip balm. I use it all of the time. Like I keep it in my work bag now. Like I have to use it because it not only it has like this weird taste to it. I just really enjoy using it. Like it does moisturize my lips. So it's just really something simple to keep in my bag, but I loved it. I had a little bottle of bubble bath. I want to use it eventually, of course. But I think what another teacher gave me this gift, which is right here. I'm going to show you. It is a little journal. And I kind of see it as kind of a bit of a sign to keep in mind. Like it's always good to have a time that you could just put your phone down and just unplug. I think I need to work on unplugging like a little bit more, and I think that's kind of part of what I'm going to do. I want to work on. I want to at least take a few hours on my free days, because of course I want to be unplugged when I'm at work, when I'm looking at all the little ones, but I want to be able to plug on my free time and be able to just sit and listen and just process everything around me and what's going on in my life and all the good things that happen in my life that I'm grateful for, and all the great things that's going to happen to for the time to come, especially since we're close to the end of the year. I want to keep my mind fresh for when the new year comes in and be able to look forward to all the good things that I hope and I'm working for the next year. Okay. Wednesday was winter dress-up day. I wore a sparkly sweater. I did an annual surprise activity for kids to pick out, and that was an activity that was for specifically for the little rugrat group. And so I thought they would enjoy it, but they didn't enjoy it as much as I thought they did. I was playing Gracie's Corner, which has been added to our school playlist. So I was really like listening to music. I have a little friend who's part of the Rugrats group that he dances to music, and so he enjoyed it just as much as I enjoyed the music. Wednesday was also like the day that I decided to try to focus on really cleaning. I had my new like big sensory table, and I managed to clear it out and wipe it down for an activity I was going to do on Friday, having to do with painting ice cubes. Thursday, ugly sweaters. So the class was also a blended class. It had some of the rugrats, some of the little ones. Rugrats being the 1.5-year-olds, the little ones being the 2-year-olds that are usually in my class. I want to focus a lot on deterring throwing things. Like I say that I'm going to do something about it, but I'm not really taking the time to just sit and do something about it. Like I do talk to them and say, please do not do this. Like try to do the gentle parenting, but kids are going to be kids, especially very, very young ones. I want to keep saying it. Children are children. I also tried doing this activity, which is called Taking Care of Baby, where we just set out the manipulatives and see kids interact with them. Some of them, they interacted a little bit, but, most of all, it was just mostly ignored, or the baby dolls was just ended up on different areas of the room or being dragged around, or it was just very funny to see. And finally on Friday, I dressed a little bit like a snowman, or at least I wore a big white sweater that the whitest sweater that I had, you know, and just wore my hat and gloves and just covered my nose in orange eyeshadow. That's the best I did, but it still worked out. I that was the incident I mentioned earlier about the ruined flashlight button. Still worked. Just annoyed that it got torn up. You know, I did manage to do 2 activities. I did the squish bag activity before, but I did a new one where I, instead of just doing just like different shaped buttons, I used like pom poms, and I also put a little bit of red glitter. So the kids were really enjoying like moving it around. I had one that was actually trying to bite into the bag, so I had to take that away from it. I was like, okay, you need to play and do something else. And that's when I also did the painting on ice activity. But I realized that they had recommended activity. When I read the description, they recommended using a big block of ice and for kids to paint on that one block. But I was like, well, they're probably going to fight over the block of ice, so I'll just do a few little ice cubes and kids could be able to draw the ice cubes. And it was kind of okay, but you know, most kids were fighting over paint palettes, even though I had about like 4. Some kids were just flicking paint all around, like, you know, children were covered with spots of paint. Thankfully, the paint was easy to wash off, so I was able to get it out. And some kids were just eating the ice cubes. So, you know, I don't know whether it was successful. I don't know whether it wasn't. It may not sound like it wasn't, but the kids were interacting, having fun, and I was able to record their observation. So I think I kind of see it as kind of success, an E for effort success, something I would try again, maybe with my, try again with like my, you know, with my usual class, the little ones, and we'll just kind of see how about that. And oh, personal update. I managed to straighten up my paperwork, and I am now in the correct CDA program. So I'm going to be cracking down on that. I wasn't able to get my goal of starting building my binder, but at least I'm in the right program, and I could get started definitely next week to building my binder. I'm probably going to be complete within January. I really wanted to do it before the end of the year, but I was just back and forth, you know, figuring stuff out, tackling things, looking for extra stuff that I shouldn't be looking for, but that is what it is. So that's pretty much what the week was for. Next week's going to be a little bit different in recording because Christmas Eve, it's a half day, so I'm going to be out early, and then Christmas Day, I'm going to be completely off, so I don't know what to do about that, but I'll still might do something. But either way, that was my week. Thank you guys so much. Hope you guys follow me on social media. I have the link tree located within the description of this video or within the bio, whatever social media is. They like to make things more difficult than they really need to be in some of these sites. But I hope you guys have a very good day. I hope you have a very good holiday and stay blessed and learnful. Bye.